Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 13th installment of this Ramadan Tafseer. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa afdal salati wa atammu taslim ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. I'll be looking at one more ayah from Surah Yusuf today and then moving on to Surah Ar-Ra'd, which is the thunder. And this is a Makki surah and it is named after thunder to show about Allah's creation, His existence, His oneness, and how this is from water. Allah has given us life to everything, and then from this water forms a cloud, and either you get rain from this cloud which gives life, or you get a storm and fire from this through lightning, and how Allah has made punishment come from this as well. And previous nations have been destroyed by rain and wind and a storm as such. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the first ayah I want to look at today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Yusuf, وَمَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَّارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ, that he's talking about the nafs, and I do not absolve my inner self of blame. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam is talking about the nafs. Surely man's inner self often incites to evil unless my Lord shows mercy. So this is Yusuf alayhi salam speaking about his nafs, and this is when he was accused of adultery with Zulaykha, the wife of the Prime Minister of Egypt at that time, and he is being humble and showing humility, that even though he was accused, he does not trust the nafs, and he's making an emphasis on what the truth and the reality of this nafs is, this inner self that we have. So here Allah said in the Quran through the words of Prophet Yusuf Islam, Inna nafs al-ammaratul bisu, and ammaratum bisu, this is one that is overwhelmingly pushing you towards sin. So ammara, you could have said amira, but ammara is more like it's a form of balagha, in terms of it's more exceeding in that. So it's not just ordering you, it's very overwhelmingly exceeding you to pushing you towards sin. So this is that one nafs that is right on the far scale that we do not want to be associated with our own selves. The other nafs that Allah mentioned in the Quran is وَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالنَّفْسِ اللَّوَّامَةِ. So this nafs al-lawwama is another one that now is more in the middle path, and either it takes you to good or either it takes you to evil and sin, and it's always going around and making you feel sorry, and you feel sorry for yourself, you feel guilty, and it's the one that brings that remorse in you. So you've committed bad acts and sins, and then you get back to you be guilty, and then you come back onto the straight path again. So it's that going around kind of nafs, the soul within us, the ruh. And then the third one is desires that we have. And the third one is the Ya ayyun nafsul mutma'inna. So it's the mutma'inna one, the one that has that is at peace, that is content. And this is the one that a Muslim and mu'min should be having with himself, being content and pleased with everything. And this is the one that is the most preferred from the three types of categories. And so in here it was showing the ammaratun bisu, which was really overwhelmingly making you try and do bad things and fall into sin. So this is the Yusuf al-Islam. He was not vouching for the nafs, even though he was not guilty of conceding to his nafs and performing the act that they're accusing him of. And Allah proved that later on in the surah. In the second ayah, Allah SWT says, قَالُوا تَاللَّهِ إِنَّكَ لَفِي ضَلَالِكَ الْقَدِيمِ. Now this is from the people of Yaqub alayhi salam, who were to take him to rejoin and finally meet up with Yusuf alayhi salam, his son who was waiting for him in Egypt. And Yaqub alayhi salam, he was mentioning this to he was looking forward to his son, and the people who were taking him, his family members, who still didn't know that Yusuf alayhi salam was alive, they were saying that because the Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam was saying that I smell in the cloth that came from Yusuf alayhi salam, which restored his eyesight. I smell Yusuf alayhi salam in this. And so his people said to him, they said, his close family, by God, you're still in your old fallacy. Tallahi, by Allah, innaka lafi dhalalikal qadim. You're still in your old fallacy. Whatever you've been thinking about Yusuf, you still have never forgotten him. All those years of separation. And here's the qasam, Tallahi. So Allah in the Quran, there are three types of qasams: taking an oath, swearing by Wallahi with a waw, Tallahi with a ta, and Billahi with a ba. So these, the ba, the waw, and the ta are three types of qasams that we find in the Quran. And in here the ta was used, and here it's an illustration of negation. It's like, it's not only using qasam, Tallahi, by Allah, innaka, you verily, it's using a highly stressed word, lafi with a lam as well. It's saying lafi dhalalikal qadim, you're verily in your old fallacy. You're in total denial, and that Allah, the Prophet Yusuf al-Islam, is not dead as they thought he was. In the next ayah, Allah says, فَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا عَلَى يُوسُفَ آوَى إِلَيْهِ أَبَوَيْهِ وَقَالَ ادْخُلُوا مِصْرَ إِنْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ آمِنِينَ. That when they came to Yusuf al-Islam, he placed his parents near himself. This is him giving a respect and dignity, and being humble with his parents and giving them that recognition they deserve. And he placed them by him, and he said, enter Egypt, God willing, in peace. Enter willing, inshallah, in peace. Udkhulu Misra. Misra is the term for Egypt. Insha'Allahu aminin. So really it should be Udkhulu Misra aminin. Enter Egypt in peace. Inshallah. That inshallah comes last, by Allah, if Allah wills. But this was now placing inshallah in before, so it's again with words, moving it around in terms of bringing out quite eloquence in it. And this is for blessings that inshallah was brought out earlier before aminin, and then aminin, becoming peace, was brought out last. And Misr has been used. It is one of the places in locations in the world that is the most used in the Quran. It comes 5 times by word Misr, more than any other. Makkah comes twice with Makkah and Bakka, the two terms from to mean Makkah Mukarrama. And then there are other indirect references to Egypt, like Tur Sinin, Tur Sinai. The Mount Tur is in Egypt. The Bahr, the Red Sea area, is all part of Egypt as well. So all this, many times how Egypt is referenced in the Quran indirectly. People say opinions of 24, 28 and 44, but 5 were the clear ones. So it shows the land of Egypt, the land where prophets came, the land where prophets are buried possibly as well. And then Sahaba radiallahu anhum came. The ulama of Deen, Imam Shafi settled here, is buried here, alongside with other great many scholars throughout time. And Misra is one of the blessed places in the world. The Nile, the source of the Nile, of Jannah comes from the river Nile, which is based in Misra as well. And Al-Azhar, the institution, one of the oldest universities in the world where I've studied as well, that's from Egypt as well. So alhamdulillah, I have a special place for Egypt in my heart, as the Quran, it seems, has a lot of mentions of Egypt as well. And in the final verse, Allah says, قُلْ مَنْ رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, that who is the creator, who is the Rabb, the Lord of the heavens and the earth. So normally you say, as we used to learn in English, writing full sentence, the Lord of the heavens and the earth is Allah. But Allah just went straight to the point, قُلِ اللَّهِ, say Allah, with brevity. So this is ijaz in Balagha, went straight to the point. And then later on it comes and says about who is the one who can protect you, who is the one who brings benefits and harms to you, who, if someone wants to harm you, can protect you, who is the one, is the one who can't see and the one who can see, are they equal, is darkness and light equal? So Allah mentions so many things in a way of dictation, and say, Qul, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it mentions a lot. And in the end, Allah then does say, قُلِ اللَّهُ خَالِقُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ الْوَاحِدُ الْقَهَّارُ. That Allah is the creator of everything, and He is the one who is the one, and He is the one who is the dominant, and He makes His dominance come everywhere. So here, this is Allah using ijaz and brevity in this section of the Quran. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وبارك وسلم.